It is being called the world's biggest threat before the end of this century.
And on Christmas Day, humanity will launch the greatest scientific instrument ever built.
A telescope like the world has never seen.
Scientists will use the sheer power of Webb to zoom in on planets we could not reach before now, look inside their alien atmospheres, and search for life.
Yo, what up? It's Doenut, and you tuning in to all your Illuminati news. In this presentation, we have imperative, crucial, vital, important information of the unleashing of the IWAS in Antarctica in 2026. The algorithmic apocalypse via occult magic, and at the helm of all this, it is Illuminati celebrities, demons, and the biggest institutions of the world. Before the presentation starts, please hit that like button to get us in this vril algorithm to spread the truth, and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications of updated information. On December 25th, 2021, dates are very important to the occult. If you don't believe in astrology, that doesn't matter. Billionaires do, and they do things on certain days of the year. This is where Saturnalia comes from, known as Christmas, a day of sacrifice and rituals. On this day, NASA launched the James Webb Space Telescope into space. Speculation of alien galaxies with life on it is to be announced. This is why, at the same time, NASA hired 24 theologians to study human reactions to aliens. Project Bluebeam, a fake coming alien invasion that Bill Cooper talked about right before he was gunned down on November 5th, the same day as the Travis Scott incident. And we will show you how these Illuminati celebrities are at the helm, driving force of the consciousness of the world, because they have more influence than political leaders. Although Mao said political power comes out of the barrel of a gun. But the Illuminati celebrities wield the minds. The mind, well, where is the mind? AI algorithms will tell you it is in your brain. But this is just a conspiracy theory. No one really knows what's going on. The mind, the psyche, which Carl Jung meant the soul. So mind control is actually soul control. And the people who control the entire world want control over your soul. Storm Area 51 was an AI algorithm, in my opinion, to study what would happen. Where do people stand on an alien invasion, as we have had predictive programming for years of the aliens to come in movies like Independence Day and whatnot. Storm Area 51 was pushed by Facebook, a Facebook event, a month before the entire world was locked down. It was an AI algorithm seeing where people stood and how they would react. The AI algorithm is so smart that it makes mistakes on purpose to learn. Facebook said that they shut down their program when their AI algorithm started speaking to each other in their own language as its own entity. Area 51, 5-1, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. And also the day the Illuminati was founded on 5-1.
There's so much that people do not know. Why is it called Area 51? I will tell you what is 5-1. January, February, March, April, May. May 1st is what? May Day. In the military, if you're in trouble, you're calling for help. If you're in trouble and you're going to die, it's a military Mayday call.
A lot of folks are taking the internet-fueled idea of storming Area 51, where conspiracy theorists think the government has aliens on ice.
The military has spent $22 million to research UFOs.
It's crazy to think about the fact that Tom DeLonge may end up becoming more well-known for his work on UFO research than he did for his time in Blink-182.
Amazing alien energy, and I am so excited again. Aliens, what's better?
DARPANET, which was the predecessor of Facebook, shut down their program. And the day they shut down their program, Facebook was launched. Because all these big tech elites are the new kings and queens, who work with these big institutions, and where this goes into occult magic in the rocket programs connected with these stupid Nazis, and also the Vril aliens. Aliens can be known as demons biblically, but these AI algorithms is an alien entity, and there's a lot of similarities to Satan and the AI. Even the Mac logo is a bite of the apple, going back to Genesis. There's a picture of Kourtney Kardashian and Megan Fox teaming up eating an apple together. The apple taking a bite of the apple of knowledge. This goes back to the serpent. The bite of the apple is why the Apple logo has the bite, because this is biblical, and you put them together, there's an alien. As Kourtney Kardashian is dating Travis Barker, connection with Blink-182, the lead singer, put out the Pentagon UFO files that now everyone's talking about UFOs and UAPs. He was awarded with her. Machine Gun Kelly, after his humiliation ritual, he was awarded with Megan Fox. Megan Fox works for the CIA during the Transformers filming of the movie. Jennifer Lopez did her performance at Times Square, the Freemasonic Square. The way that everything's built is on a square. You got Tiananmen Square, Times Square, the square encompassed. And she was awarded with another CIA agent, Ben Affleck, who's on the CIA's Instagram. They only follow a few people, like Tom Hanks, who opens up the inaugurations, and Ben Affleck. Time Magazine, who just made Elon Musk Person of the Year, released this: how CV-19 can preview what will happen when alien life reaches Earth. This entire lockdown, what we've been living through the last few years, the algorithm has been studying. The rocket programs were heavily influenced by the occult. Aleister Crowley played a huge part in social engineering and shaping the culture via the arts, and he summoned an entity and was a medium for IWAS, which has AI in it. You'd have to use a medium to summon these entities, and the AI algorithm is the medium to summon these Vril alien and other entities. Lots of talk of the earth heating up. Biblically, in hell it is hot, in Hades. These quantum computers have to be stored deep underneath the ground because they get so hot. Could this be also why everything is heating up? CERN opening up portals to other dimensions, being stored deep underground. Elon Musk saying that we have summoned the demon with AI, and he has his boring company which digs deep underground. Big institutions like the Vatican invested millions of dollars into the movie Men in Black. Why is this? Not only religious institutions invest in alien information, but the CIA has as well, as modern art was a CIA weapon in the cultural Cold War. The Economist magazine, owned by the Rothschilds, new edition, has Soviet art on the cover. It is previewing what's to come with alien life. The cover is of Antarctica, where the edge of the earth is on the flat firmament, or the hollow earth where these entities and aliens live, Shambhala. Movies have been coming out during the lockdown. We had to stay in our homes, but some people went outside and there was a lot of UFO activity. During this time, the government even admitted there's UFOs and released documents of UFOs. And who released these Pentagon classified files? None other than Illuminati celebrities like Tom DeLonge. He teamed up with John Podesta to make these movies unidentified. Project Bluebeam speaks of a holographic alien invasion to bring in a false messiah, to create a one-world religion and a one-world government. Tom DeLonge of Blink-182 is part of secret societies. As you can see on his guitar, it's got secret society symbolism on it. With Travis Barker. Travis Barker is connected with the Kardashians. He's connected with Machine Gun Kelly, together with Megan Fox, who worked on the Transformers. Washington, D.C.'s role behind the scenes in Hollywood goes deeper than you think. In the movie Transformers, there's this cube called Allspark. This cube represents Saturnalia. During the time of this James Webb Space Telescope launch, this cube is esoteric as its father time. In Hellraiser 3, known to have his cube, the Twin Towers on the movie poster, and it was released on September 11th. The UN made 1979 the International Year of the Child. In 1979, this is when Nickelodeon came out on the Cube network. The Happy Meal as well, with McDonald's. It all came out in 1979, targeted to the children's minds. Just like the predecessor of Agenda 2030 was Agenda 21, which came out in 1992. And during that same time, we got shows like Captain Planet.
My dad's third book, called The Greening, that he wrote back in the early 90s, he calls out the environmental agenda, and then he links the Bible in with it. It's the only book he ever did that, is actually link Bible scriptures in with this. This whole satanic agenda of pantheism comes into play. And when we were kids, Captain Planet had those kids with those 5 rings given to him by the goddess of Gaia, with the 5 elements of witchcraft: earth, wind, fire, and water, and then they had spirit. And then they summoned this demon, Captain Planet. And it's very funny how they just indoctrinated us back in that day. And that was the exact same time when Agenda 21 was written, back in Rio de Janeiro in 1992.
And now, McDonald's, with their predictive programming in their new commercial, has an alien invasion in it. Comets coming down, destroying the world, just like in the new movie Don't Look Up with Leonardo DiCaprio. BTS has their own Happy Meal, and they go speak at the UN. Jack Black is a reptilian who speaks at the UN and talks about these same agendas. Travis Scott as well, for the children. And he is connected with the Kardashians. These Illuminati celebrities are at the helm of this upcoming alien invasion.
In our obsession with antagonisms of the moment, we often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Elon Musk, Time Magazine made 2021 Person of the Year, who's known for his rocket programs and Starlink satellites, which is the new space race. Elon Musk and Grimes spend their Christmas Eve hanging out with Kim Kardashian, Kanye West, and Travis Scott. They hooked up at the Kardashian party. This art is associated with socialism, constructivism. It is the map of Antarctica. Scientists just found life underneath Antarctica. The Nazis went to Antarctica. There's a treaty in Antarctica where all these countries who want to kill each other all signed a document saying we'll have peace here though. The average age of an empire is 250 years. And in the news, a doomsday glacier in Antarctica will collapse in 2026, the year America is supposed to collapse, according to the average age of an empire, as America was founded in 1776, the same year the Illuminati was founded, and in 2026 would be 250 years.
Earlier this week, researchers at the world's largest Earth Science Conference presented some sobering climate news. They estimate the ice shelf on Antarctica's massive Thwaites Glacier could collapse within the next 5 years, causing a dramatic sea level rise. The rapid transformation would have major impacts across the globe.
In 1953, a scientist predicted a man named Elon would lead humans to Mars. And that scientist was a Nazi named Werner von Braun, who came over here in Operation Paperclip and was funded and paid by the US government to live comfortably here and be great friends with Walt Disney, using Disney mind controlling the kids. And in his book wrote about a man named Elon who would colonize Mars. And that's what Elon is doing. Because it's a script, like Neil Armstrong who goes to space. Backwards, Neil A is alien. And you got Anthony Weiner, who shows his last name. And then you got Mark Zuckerberg, who's buying tons of sugar mountains. And his last name, Zuckerberg, means sugar mountain. Then you got Will Smith. Smith is wielding metals through Hollywood movie magic. Here's the alchemical elements. Here's Mercury, the same sign as Project Mercury, the first human spaceflight program of the United States, an early highlight of the space race. And then you got John Dee, who created his own language, who was an occultist for the British Empire. He even coined the term British Empire, and this was the language he developed. Because language, like abracadabra, is where we get the ABCs. Abraca, ABC, element, LMNOP, element, the elements. So we got all these rituals doing weird stuff on certain days, like the ritual of Burning Man. And you could see a portal coming down from hell. You got Saturn with the Illuminati eye. And this is where Google goes to find former CEO Eric Schmidt. They go there to do drugs. They write about this. This is all stuff they write about in their own books, to have these weird spiritual experiences doing drugs at Burning Man. In Burning Man, to do these rituals of sacrificing the Wicker Man. This is where the Burning Man comes from, where they burn all these people in this big man. This is where that comes from. Even though they say they're just effigies, like at Bohemian Grove, where they do the same thing. And if you go back to the Bible, the Old Testament, people were doing the same thing to Moloch. And that's what you see happen at Bohemian Grove with world leaders. And the scientists, everything they tell us goes to 666. Like a carbon atom has 6 electrons, 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 666. Newton discovers gravity in 1666. Man lands on moon, 1969. You got the 666 in there. The Earth is traveling around the sun, they say, at 666. The Earth axis is at 66.6 degrees. Is this just a coincidence? Even Santa Claus, anagram for Satan, where Saturnalia comes from, the time they launched this new space hub up into space. In Gematria, Santa Claus is 666. Reagan and Gorbachev agreed to pause the Cold War in case of an alien invasion. The new space race is satellite networks going into space. And this is why Elon launched 51 Starlink satellites, 51, Area 51, the Illuminati date. Palantir buys $51.51 million of gold. And this is a government algorithm. People who work together, Peter Thiel and Elon Musk, who created a digital currency called X.com, which was acquired by PayPal, which was supposed to be Bitcoin. So this is why I believe they created Bitcoin. And then you got Travis Scott and Drake performing at Astroworld. And Drake has a song called November 18th. And the day the Illuminati was founded to November 18th. November 18th, when Adam Weishaupt, the founder of the Illuminati, died, was 201 days in between both of them. And this is why, on July 20th, the 201 day of the year, Blue Origin, like Project Bluebeam, Blue Origin, launched their satellites into space. Having Jeff Bezos shoot Captain Kirk into space is definitely part of the symbology of the Illuminati, as the symbolism goes deep with his first rocket launch of the Blue Origin on July 20th, which is the 201 day of the year. Jeff Bezos, he's the richest person in America with a net worth of 201 billion. We got Event 201. The Squid Games had the 201. On July 20th, the 201 day of the year, this is when he went out into space. And you got William Shatner, who went into space on this Blue Origin. William Shatner was born on 322. He played Captain Kirk, the character James Tiberius Kirk, who was also born 322. His middle name, Tiberius, is named after one of the founders of the Illuminati. Kirk in Scottish means church, his last name. James goes back to King James, who ruled Scotland. The Space Force logo is the same as the Star Trek logo. The Star Trek logo has the pentagram in the middle of the Illuminati pyramid. The show is known for predictive programming. iPad, cell phones, Bluetooth, Siri, flat screen, Google glasses, and more were all predicted in the show. The predecessor of Captain Kirk was Captain Pike, named after the 33rd Mason Albert Pike. The Klingon home is named after Saturn, Cronus. Star Trek has a Borg cube. The cube is known for Saturn symbolism. On March 13th, the president declared a national emergency. March 13th is the day the Phoenix Lights happened, where UFOs flew over Phoenix. Parasha, this is Genesis, about God creating the earth, and Adam and Eve and the serpent. God is known as Elohim, which is plural. And God made man in our image. Well, who's our? Then God said, let us make mankind in our image. And then you got these Illuminati celebrities like Miley Cyrus and this guy, Pete Davidson. Okay. And he's dating and doing naughty things with all these huge Illuminati celebrities like the Kardashians and Ariana Grande. Miley Cyrus, her name comes from Cyrus the Great, and Hannah Montana on Crowley Corners in her Disney show, Aleister Crowley Corners. Montana, the state logo is the sun rising over the mountain, which goes into the dawn of the new day. The pharaoh saw a silver disc shape. And then in the show V, about alien invasion in the 80s, was about an alien disc shape, and they had pamphlets and books that even said the dawn of a new day. And then you got people like David Schwartz going to Antarctica right now, talking about double suns. But these Illuminati celebrities like Ariana Grande's in the new show, Don't Look Up, she was dating all these different people. She has so many tragedies in her life. She's connected with the military through her family. She's going to play a role for Glenda the Good Witch. Glenda is also the Good Witch in Wizard of Oz. The actress, Judy Garland, died in a tragic accident. And knowing about all these Hollywood sacrifices makes you look at this like, was this another one? Judy Garland from Beyond the Grave. Hollywood star takes revenge on Hollywood in memoirs. So there's a lot of strange stuff going on. In the show Don't Look Up, Leonardo DiCaprio speaks with Greta Thunberg at the UN. This guy plays a guy named Yule. And Ariana Grande's in it as well. His name's Yule. That goes back to Saturnalia, December 21st. Ends on Saturn's Day, Saturnalia. But even these Hollywood movies like 2001 Space Odyssey had the monolith and talked about the aliens. They made a sequel called 2010, The Year We Make Contact. It's about these AI aliens who work for Lucifer. And right here it's funny, it says all the worlds are yours except Europa is the moon around Jupiter where the octopus aliens are controlling the planet. They have the HAL 9000. HAL is IBM. After H is I, after A is B, after L is M, IBM. And that's their AI algorithm in it. IBM worked with the Nazis. So it's all connected. All these Illuminati celebrities, big institutions, they're all preparing us for something big to come. What are your thoughts? Put your comments down below. It's Doenut. If you want to check out more content and support us, subscribe to our Patreon. Much love and God bless. Yo, what up? It's Doenut, and you gotta subscribe to our Patreon. Our Patreon got a ton of exclusive content. Get access to amazing interviews, unreleased content, early access to presentations we have not yet released. And you can also watch me as I do the